Hey, it's Jen, and welcome back to my channel. If you're a woman over 40 and losing weight, but you're not loving how your skin is looking, you're feeling saggier, softer, or maybe even you feel like you look older, then that's what I want to talk about today. The body side of weight loss over 40. But as both an esthetician and a personal trainer, I kind of look at this a little bit differently. And as a woman who has struggled with this myself, having my last baby at 45. So this comes up a lot at my med spa when women come in for their facials and they're talking about how they're, losing weight, but they're not happy with what's happening with their skin. And when I was at the gym yesterday training a few clients, another woman who is in her 50s and she's like, I just lost 20 pounds. It's taken me like 4 months. She's like, I feel really saggy. So she's super excited that she's lost the weight, but then she feels frustrated in how her body is actually looking. So we are not 30 years old anymore, so we can't follow the same workout methods that we used when we were 30. Our body simply doesn't respond the same way. So for instance, if my daughter and I did the same exact workouts and we ate the same exact thing, we would completely have different results. Because our hormones are different, the tissue underneath is different. As we get older, it becomes more compressed, it becomes drier. But the good news is we can change this really pretty quickly. The key is understanding that our bodies don't need more effort. They need a different signal. So if you feel like you're doing all the right things, but you're not happy with how your body is looking, then this is going to help you. You just need to make slight adjustments. I created a new guide on this, so definitely check it out below. It gives you more ways to change up your training, more ideas. So I want to be honest, I experienced this as well, and I did catch it early. So the earlier that you catch this, or if you're in the process of losing weight and the earlier you start this, it's going to be better. But do not be discouraged, because I have a lot of women who have lost weight and have implemented this and had really fast changes. So you can see in a lot of my videos, people will comment where this one says, you can see what I'm reading. She's not lying. When I use the bands with her exercises, my joints feel infinitely better, looser, not stiff after sitting like weight training did. And yes, I'm getting leaner and still toned. And I weight trained for decades. So when I implemented this way of training and I noticed really fast body changes, I really started to go down the rabbit hole of why this was happening, because I've been lifted and done classes and done all the things and never experienced really fast body changes like this. And I've been able to maintain the results, and I work out literally minutes a day, which I know it's really hard to believe because we've been really programmed to think that we need to do more. But honestly, as we get older, the less that we do, the better, but it has to be strategic because our bodies are already stressed, inflamed, we have high cortisol, we're doing a million things. So adding more things, or the things that we used to do, is kind of backfiring. And I learned that the hard way. So that's why I'm sharing it with you, because I know if I struggled, then a lot of you are struggling as well. Here's another comment. She says, I started 10 days ago. Just like you said, I saw results in my abs by day 7. The vertical definition came in. I probably did the first 2 days for 5 minutes. Now I do 10 minutes per day. About 4 minutes of that is total on abs. So definitely keep watching, because I'm going to show you some exercises that you can do that you can literally do really anywhere and sprinkle them throughout your day, and you're going to see really quick results if you do it in this way that I learned. That's really key, because you can't just pick up bands and do them however you want to do them. There is a specific way that I learned and I'm continuing to learn about. I'm currently right now even taking another Fascia fitness course and learning literally the latest science on this method of training, because I'm so intrigued at how this works. And as I learn, I'm sharing it with you. Let's just talk about what's happening so you can kind of understand, if you're like me and kind of want to understand like what's going on, because you are doing the things and it's not working the same as it used to. And you, of course, are putting in the effort. So you want to look like you're putting in the effort. First, fat loss over 40, and especially over 45, honestly, happens faster than our skin, than our fascia, and muscle can adapt. So the scale might be going down, but the structure underneath isn't being supported. So that's why you're going to notice looser arms, softer skin, and a less firm overall look. Second, many women are losing weight by doing more cardio, eating less, or pushing harder in their workouts. So this raises our cortisol, increases inflammation, and can actually break down our collagen. Third, I also learned this the hard way. So eating differently. As we are aging, we need more protein because our body just doesn't break it down in the same way. If you're not eating enough protein, your body doesn't have the building blocks it needs to maintain muscle, to build muscle, to repair. Muscle, skin, fascia, bone are our scaffolding. If we lose too much of it, the skin has nothing to hold on to. Fourth, this is what I've been learning the most about and what is most intriguing to me, is the way that we were lifting weights, the way that we were trained to lift weights, the traditional way of lifting doesn't really work for us as we are getting older. And no one is really talking about this. This is what I've been doing a deep dive on in my fascia courses, is how our body responds to training as we get older and what we need in order to have our bodies look better and move better. It can come across that I'm completely anti-weights, and I'm not anti-weights. And I will give you ways in this video as well how you can utilize your weights to still get a better result. Because what I've learned is weight training is very compressing for our body. A lot of traditional weightlifting programs, lifting programs, classes that you're going to take, boot camp classes, or trainers that you're going to go to are going to give you traditional ways of lifting, which is like the standard: do your bicep curls, 3 sets of bicep curls, 3 sets of tricep pushdowns, 3 sets of squats. And if that's working for you, great. But if that's not working for you, then I always say, if what you're doing is not working, then be open to new ways of training. So it's not just me. You can see in a lot of my videos comments like this one. I have found Jen's bands and workouts to be more effective than typical dumbbell routines. So I purchased the products and the 4-week course for my mom. Here's another. I've been doing this for a week now, and I do feel tighter and can really feel it the next day where I wasn't feeling it with dumbbells. I need this because weights were causing lower back pain and making me feel so drained. So years ago, I would tell my trainers all the time, like, I really don't want to be bulky. I feel like I'm bulking. And they're like, there's no difference between like bulky muscles and the lean look. There is a difference as the science changes. The way that you train does affect how your muscle develops. What I'm learning and what I've learned is if you want that longer, leaner look that a lot of women come to me that they want, then what you need to do is train differently. All my programs, I go over this type of training. So it's not just about building muscle. As we get older, we also have to address the fascia. That means we have to help the layers of our tissue that are dry, compressed, be more lubricated and open through our training to make the skin look better. Let me give you some ideas that can help you. So here I'm stepping on 2 bands and I'm crossing them behind the body. The resistance isn't coming straight up and down like a dumbbell. The tension is coming from an angle and it increases as I move, which is what we call variable resistance training. So for this method, you have to go through all of these ranges, starting with a full range of motion. Then we go into half reps, quarter reps, and pulses. But everyone's ranges are going to be different. So start with 3 to 5 of each until you get comfortable with this way of training, and then increase. So here I'm doing 10 just to give you an example of how I move. Also notice my hands, my palms are open. An open palm keeps tension from traveling into the neck and shoulders and allows the arm and connective tissue to stay more relaxed and responsive. Now I'm going to half reps, so notice I don't come down quite as far. Don't get stuck on the exact starting or stopping point. That's not important. What matters is that you're simply shortening the range of motion, staying controlled, and keeping tension where it feels supportive for your body. As you go into quarter reps and pulses, the same holds true. So just shorten the range of motion as you move along. Because the bands are crossed behind me, the tension is traveling across the body, not just into the arm. That cross-body tension helps create shear between tissue layers instead of compressing everything straight down. This is really important if your arms feel soft, crepey, or less supported as you lose weight. So we're building strength while the muscle is long, not just squeezing at the top. This method also increases your time under tension, which helps with blood flow and circulation, which is going to help your skin as well. Here's a comment I got about the arm training. Your technique works and is revolutionary. Truly, I started the arms with the band 1 week ago and the dimpling is gone. This makes so much sense. In a traditional bicep curl like this with a shortened range, you're mostly loading the muscle once it's already contracted. To bring in length and tension, you simply need to start the movement from further back where the arm is more extended. So to get that longer, leaner look, and you want to do weights, then I would do a lengthened bicep curl with a band from a different angle after you do the weights. Here, the resistance is coming from the side of the body, not straight up and down. This helps avoid the thick, compressed feeling and supports a more balanced, firm look. So next we're getting into rotation. So I go over a lot of this in my band program. Rotations are one of the best ways to depuff and de-stress the body because it keeps fluid moving instead of getting stuck. This movement is creating what we call shearing in the tissue. So this helps with hydration and circulation under the skin. Notice here I move my foot to the back, so now the tension and pull are coming from behind me, which changes the direction of load. That change in angle creates more shearing through the tissue, encourages better glide, and helps the body adapt instead of just compress. I'm sliding down on the loop, so that's a great thing about this band is easy adjustments quickly. Next, I'm going into the band behind quad drop. So I've placed the band behind my knees and I'm lowering my knees down. The band creates resistance that loads the front of the leg, the quads, without stressing the knee joint. You'll feel this immediately in the front of the thighs, especially right above the knees. That's important because this is an area where most women notice softness, crepey skin, and loss of support as they lose weight or age. Here's another great example of how changing angles changes how the tissue responds. I'm holding the band to keep tension through the movement by starting with the leg behind me and then moving it out to the side. I'm changing the line of pull. That creates shear, improves circulation, and helps tissue adapt instead of compress. So this can also be a variable resistance training move. So as I shorten the range, I simply don't bring my leg quite as far back. Shortening the range keeps continuous tension on the tissue instead of dropping out of the movement. It also lets you work where you're strongest and most supported. This is especially important for women over 40. So this is how we build strength without building bulk. Finishing with pulses helps keep time under tension, increase blood flow and circulation, and support skin hydration and firmness. So I don't want you to punish your bodies or think that you have to do more, lift more, take more classes. You just need the right strategy. I also say just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. Like I could go and do back-to-back classes because I can do it, but it doesn't mean it's what's right for my body or it's what's going to make my body look the way I want it to look or age the way I want it to age. And it is a mindset shift because I know we're used to doing longer classes and having to do more to change our bodies or what we did when we were younger. You can literally do 10 minutes of strategic training and then sprinkle the moves through your day so that you're getting that constant tension on your muscles and increasing that blood flow and circulation. So my goal for these videos is to just give you hope to know that as you are aging, you can definitely change your bodies and firm your skin and age with confidence and strength. If you like this, please like, subscribe, and share this with other women that you think it can be helpful for, because I do want to spread this message because right now the narrative is all over the place. It's very confusing and overwhelming for a lot of women, and some of them just don't even start because it's overwhelming. That's why this method is amazing, because it's short amounts of work. So it's not as overwhelming for a lot of women to get started. Literally in minutes a day, you can change your body. I will do a video for aging on the face as you are losing weight. So be sure to watch out for that, and I'll see you in the next one.